Namaste, I am Dr. Sangeeta Gautam and this is MSc third semester class of Biophysical, Bioinorganic and Bioorganic Chemistry. In this class we discuss about the bioenergetics. Bioenergetics means the transformation of energy in living organism. So we studied here about in detail. The goal of bioenergetics is to be described how living organisms acquire and transform energy in order to perform biological work. The study of metabolic pathway is thus essential to bioenergetics. In a living organism, chemical bonds are broken and made as a part of exchange and transformation of energy. Energy is available for work and for processes and biotic process in growth. When weak bonds are broken and strong bonds are made, the production of strong bonds allows release of usable energy. Adenosine triphosphate means ATP is the main energy currency for organisms. The goal of metabolic and catabolic processes are to synthesize ATP from available starting material and to break down ATP into adenosine diphosphate ADP and inorganic phosphate by utilizing it in biological process. In a cell, the ratio of ATP to ADP concentration is known as the energy change of the cell. A cell can use this energy change to relay information about cellular needs. If there is more ATP than ADP available, and the cell can use ATP to do work. But if there is more ADP than ATP available, the cell must synthesize ATP via oxidative phosphorylation. Living organisms produce ATP from energy sources via oxidative phosphorylation. The terminal phosphate bonds of ATP are relatively weak compared to the stronger bond formed when ATP is hydrolyzed. To adenosine diphosphate and inorganic phosphate. There is the thermodynamically favorable free energy of hydrolysis that results in energy release. The phosphohydride bonds between the terminal phosphate group and the rest of the ATP molecule does not itself contain this energy. So you can understand this ATP to ADP conversion and energy process by this diagram, where rapid depletion of energy stores convert to ATP production or glucose metabolism, leading to energy deficit and hyper excitability, and then glucose metabolism leading to muscles pathology. Now the dependence on fat as on energy substrate. This is the cycle for ATP generation. Now, types of bioenergetic reactions. First is exergonic reaction. Exergonic reactions implies the release of energy from a spontaneous chemical reaction without any concomitant utilization of energy. The reactions are significant in terms of biology, as these reactions have an ability to perform work and include most of the catabolic reactions in cellular respiration. Most of these reactions involve the breaking of bonds during the formation of reaction intermediates, as it evidently observed during respiratory pathways. The bonds that are created during the formation of metabolite are stronger than the cleaved bond of the substrate. The release of free energy G in exergonic reactions is denoted as delta G is equals to G product minus G reactant is lesser than 0. Now entergonic reactions, entergonic in terms is opposite of exergonic, is being non-spontaneous and requires an input of free energy. Most of the unbiolic reactions like photosynthesis and DNA and protein synthesis are endergonic in nature. The release of free energy G is an exergonic reaction is denoted as delta G is equals to G product minus G reactant is greater than 0. So you can better understand this exergonic reaction and endergonic reactions by this diagram, where the energy of reactant is greater than product. So energy is released in exergonic reactions, and in endergonic reactions energy of products is greater than energy of reactant when energy is absorbed. So activation energy is the energy which must be available to a chemical system with potential reactant to result in a chemical reaction. Activation energy may also be defined as the minimum energy requirement starting a chemical reaction. So here you can see in this diagram where EA is the activation energy, energy gap between a transition state and reactant. So this is clear from this diagram. Now we discuss about the examples of major exergonic processes in cell. First is glycolysis. Glycolysis is the process of breaking down glucose into pyruvate, producing net 8 molecules of ATP. In this process, pyruvate is the product of glycolysis and can be shuttled into other metabolic pathway as needed by the cell. Additionally, glycolysis produces equivalent in the form of NADH, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, which will ultimately be used to donate electrons to the electron transport chain. The next bioenergetic process is gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis is the opposite of glycolysis. When the cell's energy change is low and the cell must synthesize glucose from carbon-containing biomolecules such as proteins, amino acids, fats, pyruvate, etc. For example, proteins can be broken down into amino acids, and these simpler carbon skeleton are used to build and synthesize glucose. Next is the citric acid cycle. Citric acid cycle is a cellular respiration in which acetyl coenzymes A synthesized from pyruvate dehydrogenase. The first reacted with oxaloacetate to yield citrate. The remaining 8 reactions produce other carbon-containing metabolites. These metabolics are successively oxidized, and the free energy of oxidation is conserved in the form of the reduced coenzymes FADH2 and NADH. These reduced electron carriers can then be reoxidized when they transfer electrons to the electron transport chain. Next is ketosis is a metabolic process where ketones bodies are used by the cell for energy. And cells often turn to ketosis as a source of energy when glucose levels are low during starvation. Oxidation, phosphorylation, and the electron transport chain is a process where reducing equivalents such as NADPH, FADH2 and NADH can be used to donate electrons to a series of redox reactions that takes place in electron transport chain complexes. These redox reactions takes place in enzyme complexes situated with the mitochondrial membrane. These redox reactions transfer electrons down the electron transport chain, which is coupled to the proton motive force This difference in proton concentration between the mitochondrial matrix and inner membrane space is used to drive ATP synthesis via ATP synthesis. Next is photosynthesis. Another major bioenergetic process is the metabolic pathway used in plants, in which solar energy is used to synthesize glucose from carbon dioxide and water. This reaction takes place in the chloroplast. After glucose is synthesized, the plant cell can undergo photophosphorylation to produce ATP. So this is the cyclic pathway, and you can see in this diagram. And now the bioenergetic relationship between free energy, enthalpy and entropy. Every living cells and organism must perform work to stay alive and grow and reproduce. The ability to harvest energy from nutrients or protons of light and biological work is the miracle of life. The first law of thermodynamics, the energy of the universe remains constant, and the second law of thermodynamics is all spontaneous process increase the entropy of the universe. The important state functions for the study of biological system are the Gibbs free energy G, which is equal to the total amount of energy capable of doing work during a process of constant temperature and pressure. If delta G is negative, then the process is spontaneous and termed exergonic, and delta G is positive, then the process is non-spontaneous and termed endergonic. If delta G is equals to 0, then the process has reached equilibrium. The enthalpy H, which is the heat content of the system, enthalpy is the amount of heat energy transferred in a chemical process under constant pressure. When delta H is negative, the process produces heat and the system exothermic, and then delta H is positive, the process absorbs heat and termed endothermic. The entropy S is a quantitative expression of the degree of randomness and disorder of the system. Entropy measures the amount of heat dispersed or transferred during a chemical process. When delta is positive, then the disorder of the system has increased, and when delta is negative, then the disorder of the system has decreased. So finally, the relationship between delta G, H and S is delta G is equals to delta H minus T delta S, where delta G is Gibbs free energy, delta is changes in enthalpy, and T is temperature in Kelvin, and delta is changes in entropy. So these are the process of oxidative phosphorylation, glycolysis, and TCA cycle, and these are the NADH, FADH2, ATP, and GTP. Now I tell you about the adenosine triphosphate ATP. Adenosine 5-triphosphate ATP is a multifunctional nucleotide used in cells as a coenzyme. It is often called as the molecular unit of currency of intracellular energy transfer. ATP transport chemical energy within cells of metabolism. It is produced by phosphorylation and cellular respiration, and used by enzymes and structural proteins in many cellular processes, including biosynthesis reactions, motility, and cell division. One molecule of ATP contains 3 phosphate groups, and it is produced by ATP synthesis from bioinorganic inorganic phosphate and adenosine diphosphate or adenosine monophosphate AMP. The structure of this molecule consists of a purine base attached to the first carbon atom of a pentose sugar. 3 phosphate groups are attached at the 5 carbon atom of the pentose sugar. It is the additional and removal of these phosphate group that interconvert ATP, ADP and AMP. When ATP is used in DNA synthesis, the ribose sugar is first converted to adenosine deoxyribose by ribonucleotide reductase. So this is the structure of ATP and AMP, ADP and ATP. The three main functions of ATP in cellular functions are transporting organic substance such as sodium, calcium, potassium through the cell membrane. Second is synthesizing chemical compounds such as proteins and cholesterol, supplying energy for mechanical work such as muscle contraction. The standard amount of energy released from hydrolysis of ATP can be calculated from the changes in energy under non-natural conditions, then correcting the biological concentrations. The energy released by cleaving either a phosphate or phosphate unit from ATP at standard state of 1 mR, ATP plus H2O converts into ADP plus 1 phosphate and ATP plus H2O converts AMP plus double phosphate, and these are the energy for these reactions, free energy. These values can be used to calculate the change in energy under physiological conditions and the cellular ATP and ADP ratio known as the energy change. These reactions depend on the number of factors including overall ionic strength and the presence of alkaline earth metals like magnesium and calcium. Under typical cellular condition, delta G is approximately minus 57 kilojoule per mole. So this is for cyclic adenosine monophosphate. This is the structure of AMP and functions of AMP, and this is for GTP, guanosine triphosphate, and function of GMP, and this is the synthesis of AMP and GMP from IMP and uses of this. And next is cyclic guanosine monophosphate, GTP, and synthesis of GTP, and this is the function of GMP. So this is about bioenergetics of cell and different cycles and different process of bioenergies. Thank you so much. Hope you understand. Thank you.